Hello, I'm Vincent Johnson at St. Mary's University. I am the chair of the Faculty Advisory Committee for the St. Mary's Law Journal. It's my pleasure to tell you a little bit about the history of the St. Mary's Journal on legal malpractice and ethics. Back in the late 1960s, the St. Mary's Law Journal was founded. It quickly found its footing, and by the time we're in the 1970s, it has begun a tradition of annual symposia. At that time, the topic would vary from one year to the next. So it might be water law one year, tort reform the next year, and education law the third. By the time we get to the 1980s and 90s, the idea has been discussed that we might do better on building a reputation in a particular field by focusing on a permanent topic. And so by the beginning of the 2000s, legal malpractice and professional responsibility has been adopted as the topic. So for 9 years, there were symposia published in the St. Mary's Law Journal, typically in issue 4 of the journal, which dealt with legal malpractice and professional responsibility topics. That worked well. There was a symposium editor who was in charge of the symposium issue. But by the time we get around 2010, the idea is that we would be able to make a greater mark in the field of ethics by having a separately titled law journal. And so essentially what happened was that the 4 issues of the St. Mary's Law Journal were split. 3 remained the St. Mary's Law Journal, and the 4th one became a separate title, the St. Mary's Journal on Legal Malpractice and Ethics. Well, that lasted only a little while. It was soon thought that we really needed to bring the St. Mary's Law Journal back up to 4 issues. And then with the Legal Malpractice and Ethics Journal, we realized that it was too hard to attract articles from authors who were going to be told that they had to wait most of a year to get into print. And so the St. Mary's Law Journal went back to 4 issues. The St. Mary's Journal on Legal Malpractice and Ethics went to 2 issues, and it became clear that by that point we had a very substantial enterprise dealing with legal malpractice and ethics, and it was thought appropriate to upgrade the title of symposium editor to editor-in-chief of the St. Mary's Journal on Legal Malpractice and Ethics, and that position was supported by another editorial board member, the articles editor for Legal Malpractice and Ethics. And so we've now finished 10 full years of publishing volumes of the St. Mary's Journal on Legal Malpractice and Ethics, and this is our 20th symposium. Along the way, we have begun to achieve a degree of recognition and success. The Texas courts, of course, pay attention to the St. Mary's Journal on Legal Malpractice and Ethics, but our influence has been much broader. Articles published in the Journal on Legal Malpractice and Ethics have been cited by the Supreme Court of Wisconsin, by the California Court of Appeal, by the Supreme Court of Puerto Rico, by the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, by the South Carolina Court of Appeals, and by the Supreme Court of Louisiana. And so we are beginning to make our mark and increasingly recognized as the most attentive source to legal malpractice issues. So that's a brief history of the journal.